So I'm meant to be going on a date type thing tonight, and I am freaking out. Oh my gosh, I've talked to my parents and my friends about going on this weird date thing a lot. I've made a pros and cons list. Dating is hard. Dating and recovery feels extra hard because I can't tell if I feel really scared to go on this date and not sure if it's a good idea, and I'm not sure if that's me, my intuition being like, no, don't do it, or my eating disorder being like, don't go because you are, that food is bad that you're gonna eat and you shouldn't spend money, blah blah blah. And I'm also just not having a good day today, body image wise. My body image in general has been much better, but today it's just taken a bit of a dive, and I kind of just want to stay home and crawl into some sweatpants and work or watch Netflix or something, but I have to go out. I have therapy this morning, and then I also have meetings and a seminar. And I'm just so confused because I'm trying to not do things that I don't want to do, if that makes sense. I'm trying to be more assertive, but I'm also trying to challenge my fears and do things that scare me. And so I'm like, oh, which one? Anyway, that's all I have to say right now. We'll see if I actually go. Oh my god. Earlier this week, I went on a date, which I was really scared about doing. I've actually been on quite a few dates recently, but this one in particular really scared me. It took a lot of effort for me to actually go on the date, and it's difficult because I couldn't really tell if I was scared of going on the date because of the person or if it was because of the food. And since I couldn't tell, I decided that's probably a good indicator that I should just go on the date and find out. And we went to an Italian restaurant for dinner, which was pretty challenging for me. Even though I eat pasta every week, for some reason having pasta in a restaurant just is next level scary for me. So something that I need to repeat. I was very anxious during the day leading up to it. Luckily, I had a therapy appointment, so that helped a bit, and I talked about how I was feeling with my family as well, and journaling. I wasn't very productive that day work-wise, but I think that's okay as well. Not every day has to be super productive. We actually went out for happy hour beforehand, and I had a glass of wine, and then I didn't get a picture of the food because I just didn't really want to do that on a date. But I had a pretty big portion of fusilli pasta with olives and capers, fried breadcrumbs and some cheese, and I ate it all. But dating itself is quite a new thing for me because I've had an eating disorder for several years during the time when I would be dating, I suppose, but I haven't. Because when I am sick, all I care about is food, weight, exercise. I don't have the headspace to think about another person. And I've never really felt like I wanted a relationship until recently. Now I feel like finally I can actually consider the needs of another person, and I also really like this guy, and that hasn't happened for a long time either, not since a very brief period when I was actually healthy and eating unrestricted. So I think that in itself is quite interesting. It seems like I just wasn't really able to think about other people or feel much attraction when I was unwell, and that's changed now, and I'm really happy about it. So dating and recovery though has just brought up a whole lot of new thoughts, eating disorder thoughts, and that can be quite challenging. I get pretty anxious meeting new people, but along with that there's all the thoughts of If you date someone, you're going to be eating out a lot and you'll gain a lot of weight, and weight gain is bad. If you're dating someone, you need to be careful not to gain any more weight because he won't like you if you gain more weight. Your eating disorder is a burden. You can't date people. That's selfish to expect others to take on your eating disorder. If you date this person, at some time he'll see your body and he'll realize that you're fat, and then he won't like you. I've been going on several dates for like a few months now, and the thoughts have definitely lessened, and I'm also, I guess, feeling more comfortable in my body. I still have some really terrible body image days, but I also have a lot of good ones, and on the whole I think my body image is definitely improving, which is also making dating a bit easier. I know that these thoughts are wrong. Like, eating out a lot is fun. I enjoy doing that if I can push aside my eating disorder. And gaining weight is not bad. I know that gaining weight is good because I am so much happier now, and that is because of weight gain. I know that it is. If the guy I'm dating cares about my weight, he's not worth my time. I'm not gonna restrict my intake because of a guy that I'm dating. I think the one that gets me the most is feeling like my eating disorder is a burden or baggage that I don't want someone else to have to deal with. But I am also extremely committed to recovery, and I'm in a pretty good place now in my recovery. Everyone has some kind of history or something that means they're not perfect. That's just the nature of being a human. I think that if this guy truly likes me, then he'll want to help me overcome my eating disorder, and it will just be another part of me that he'll accept, and we'll work together. There's a lot of stigma around eating disorders, and so I'm pretty fearful to tell this guy about my eating disorder, but he is also understanding, and if he is worth me investing time in him, then I guess telling him about my eating disorder is a good way to find out. I have told a couple of friends recently, and they both took it really well. They definitely don't really understand what eating disorders are, but they don't like me any less because I have an eating disorder, and that really means a lot to me. I think that's something I've realised as well from going on a few dates recently with different people, is that what's really important to me is that the guy that I'm with values me for things other than my appearance. Because compliments about appearance just are uncomfortable, because appearance changes, especially when you're in recovery from an eating disorder. And I think on the dates that I've been on in the past where the guy compliments my appearance, that really draws me into thinking about how I look and about my weight, and that I shouldn't keep gaining weight because then he won't like me. But when you're with someone that doesn't seem to care so much about that, it's really refreshing, really relieving, and so I guess to an extent it's really helped me narrow down who I want to be with and who I don't. This video is kind of a mess, but I guess I just wanted to share my experiences with dating and recovery because I feel like it's not something that's talked about that much. I feel really glad that I'm able to do this now, and that I have the headspace to think about someone else. That's so crazy to me, and that I actually think about my future and that I want a relationship. I think there's another aspect to this that I won't get much time to address in this video, but also since gaining weight, I've had a lot more interest from guys, which has also been hard to deal with. And in the past, this attention really bothered me a lot, and arguably was part of what led to my eating disorder in the first place. But I think I'm getting better at handling that now, although catcalls still really annoy me a lot. I'm also getting better at saying no, which is good, to people that I'm not interested in. Yeah, if you have experience with dating and recovery, I'd be really interested to hear about that. So I just wanted to give a quick update because yesterday I went on a date with the same guy again, and I decided that I would just tell him about my eating disorder, and I wanted to get it out of the way. I told him yesterday and said, feel free to ask me any questions, and if this changes anything, then that's fine, I understand. And I told him, feel free to take your time, think about it, and he just said that it doesn't change anything. And he asked me a couple of questions and nothing else has really changed. I am a bit worried because I asked him if he knows much about eating disorders and he said that he doesn't, so that's the only part that I'm worried about, because although I'm in a pretty good place in recovery right now, there are still things that challenge me. But so far so good, so it feels like a big weight off my shoulders to have told him. So, yeah. Okay, gonna finish the video now. Sorry it's been such a mess. Hopefully next week's one will be better. I've had a couple of requests for videos to do with spending money and also mental hunger, so I'll try to finish those soon. But in the meantime, I hope you're doing well and keep fighting. Lots of love to you. I'll record again soon. Bye!